he didn't see that as a problem. I sort of see it as a problem. Now let's get into our favorite pretty mess on this podcast, who's Erika Jayne, the housewife to the hustler, which was, I watched it, fantastic documentary, thrilling, horrifying, feel bad for her. New paparazzi photos have come out.
You feel bad for Erika?
I feel bad that her life is slipping away from her, but she knows what she was doing. And I think the onus is on her. I don't feel bad for Erika. I more feel bad for the pretty mess, who I loved so much in her music videos. And I feel bad that the performer is gone, who once titillated and excited me and is now broke.
I will say, watching this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Wednesday's episode, it's interesting to hear Erika finally talk about it super candidly. And you do wonder what she knew still, but you definitely feel a little more empathy for her. Like the show's giving her a little bit of an empathetic edit, but she's also still keeping stuff inside, as you can tell, because they haven't talked about the lawsuit stuff. But I mean, watching that documentary and like seeing Tom's alleged victims like have to watch the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and her talk about how amazing it is to be rich is just disgusting. And it's hard for me to like take her seriously at all at this point. And I think they're horrible, but she's got some clapbacks coming out. She's not going down without a fight, right?
Tell us what she said, and please describe the gas station pictures, which I hope some of the victims of this horrible fraud, they can take some happiness in seeing her look like crap at a gas station.
Yes. So Erika Jayne was spotted at a gas station wearing a shirt that says Billionaire Boys Club. It's like a teal. She has these sunglasses on. Her extensions, have looked better. She got no makeup on. She looks a little more like Erika Girardi, not like Erika Jayne, but not even Erika Girardi, because Girardi, is also usually boozed a la bougie up. But of course, she's pumping gas in these pictures, and everyone on Twitter was joking, this is what happens when you lose all your money. They are allegations that Tom's firm gave her $20 million to her company, and obviously that was not his money to give her, apparently. So she tweeted, after these photos made the rounds, "Good night, Twitter. Please be in full glam when pumping gas. Apparently it's a big deal." And she's out here tweeting GIFs of herself on the show, clapping back, and she's liking a million tweets. These are some tweets that she's liking, saying, "Never log off, never stop. Keep ruining their day and making it better. I've always lived by the phrase, go F yourself. It applies to everything. Love you, Erika. Don't listen or worry about the haters. They're just jealous. I don't understand why those people who don't even know you feel like they can talk about your life. You rock, girl." Like, wild.
Oh, God. I mean, don't give an F, but the burn victims and widows and people in third world countries who are waiting for their money. And she's buying every piece of the runway collection and spending $40,000 on hair and makeup every month is really insensitive. And Andy Cohen was asked, I think a caller called into his podcast and said, after watching The Housewife and the Hustler and, seeing her act on The Real Housewives flaunting all this wealth, are you going to cut her from the cast? Because it's so insensitive. And he pretty much said, no, I do not plan on it. Anything's up in the air, but he didn't see that as a problem. I sort of see it as a problem.
Well, I think he's going on more of the narrative, but we don't know what Erika knows, because the documentary did include testimonials from Danielle Staub and Dana Wilkie. And I thought it was funny, it was a good. I think the juxtaposition was kind of genius to have the ridiculousness, over the topness of the Housewives and the seriousness of Tom's accusations paired together, because that's what this is. I mean, it's an over the top spectacle and it's horrible, but I thought it made sense. But Andy was kind of going more towards that. I don't know how they would know what Erika knows, which is true. Yeah. But at the same time, I think the lawyers who filed a lawsuit are very confident that they are going to be able to prove that Erika very much knew what was going on. So I can't wait for more court stuff to come out. It's fascinating.